50 Cent recently brought Jennifer Lopez into Diddy's legal battle by claiming that she had freaked out about minors at Diddy's events, and he had some reliable evidence. As evidence for what he said, as you all know, it's not like 50 Cent plays when it comes to bringing Diddy to justice, and this time he's also headed for Diddy's associates, including J.Lo. For a while, we believed that J.Lo's exclusive relationship with Diddy was the 1995 film that served as a setup. Must shoulder the blame. But it seems that she may have carried on participating in Diddy long after their breakup. Shenanigans get additionally, 50 Cent alleges that Ben Affleck was aware of it. That's the reason he chose to leave J.Lo prior to everything came tumbling down. But how precisely did Ben was aware of J.Lo's actions, and was Diddy really used to blackmail J.Lo? Film of the little boys and her. According to 50 Cent, he possesses all the responses, and you won't think the items he needs to discuss right. Now, if someone who is well known to us has had a J.Lo has a history with Diddy and when Diddy and I dated in the late 1990s. There are several theories about how she was the lady beside Diddy's right side and was aware of more than she was letting on, similar to Bonnie and Clyde circumstances, and she was unquestionably the, if you understand what I mean, Bonnie to his Clyde cruel. Yet nevertheless, the real nature of the depth of her connection with Diddy has consistently been kept safe. Beneath wrath, certain we were aware of her and Diddy once dated, but there has always been the idea that there was more to the beyond what we were aware of, and how she's consistently have anything to conceal, particularly in relation to the 1999 film, So Visualise Diddy. J.Lo and I arrived at a club on time. Square is commemorating the upcoming Drop Shine album. Diddy's 21-year-old protege, he was still rather unfamiliar with the game at the time, similar to J.Lo, however, when Diddy was holding a while as they left the club, holding a bottle of champagne. Unintentionally ran across a man called Matthew Allen, often referred to as Scar in the street. Scar refused to accept it and pushed Diddy. And suddenly their Scar wasn't too fond of this dental bump that pushed Diddy. Suddenly things began to emerge. From then, one of Scar's crew members arrived and chooses to toss in a large amount of cash. The next thing was Diddy's face like confetti. You are aware that Diddy makes his shots 3 persons amid the commotion after the firing. Among them was Natana Ruin, who was allegedly by Diddy. In the meanwhile, Diddy and J.Lo disappeared as soon as the gunfire erupted as they dove inside Lincoln Navigator with the concealed firearm. Here's the real kicker: in the trunk weren't even apprehended for the gunfire at. Initially they were stopped because they stopped at a red light in an attempt to make a getaway comment about the station being untidy. Mug pictures of J.Lo and Diddy were taken, and J.Lo was supposedly bawling like a homebody. The whole location where she was handcuffed a survey at one time, and her mother appeared up shouting in Spanish at her, as I had instructed you all should avoid the dude. Her mother was aware of Diddy's nasty behavior, news, and that he was going to destroy J.Lo with him and have a detrimental effect on she, and all of you were undoubtedly correct. Consider it and get this: J.Lo permit Diddy and his attorneys to use her identity to get him from the firearms accusations he was facing. Event to accounts was one of the attorney said, I am unsure whether you are aware. Not this judge, but this individual Jennifer Lopez is a very renowned actress. Therefore you Mr. appears and they go around together with the loading. It's absurd enough that it expands one's imagination, but for whatever reason, the defense was successful and Diddy was cleared on all counts, and as it transpired, J.Lo's involvement in the shooting transcended her, allowing he used her name to avoid prosecution. Because he claimed in Lil Rod's lawsuit that Diddy had informed him that J.Lo was the person who entered the club with the gun first, and that she was the one who provided him with the upon entering the fight with Scar and informed him about it to begin with. What Lil Rod's complaint is about remark that he shared Mr. Coles's and the artist's girlfriend at the moment Jennifer Lopez J.Lo or carried him inside the club. Then once he entered, handed him the ination with a different person. Yes, J.Lo seemed to have been in deep Bonnie hood with Diddy, because she also acknowledged in a conversation that even though Diddy betrayed her throughout their were together, she remained enamored with him and would go to all lengths to support him. Said that it was my first experience with someone who lacked loyalty. I was situated in the where I was, and my connection with Fluff completely lost in tears and going insane really put my whole life in a complete spin. Well, 50 Cent said that JLA was insane, sufficient to do out whatever task he desired, including supposedly engaging in these freaks. Even after their split, he persisted in his involvement with him on the down low, and 50 Cent asserts even if J.Lo has previous marriages apparently. She remained associated with Diddy at the time he began to get participating in oddities. J.Lo was purportedly just next to him, as per the. Their indictment records were made public. The defendant was involved in an enduring and widespread pattern of with regard to women and other people. This was sometimes vocal, emotional, or physical. And as a component of his come, women were coerced to take part in incredibly orchestrated renditions of interaction between male commercial employees, and occasions when Combs and others acted at his direction organized things for the ladies. Commercial to go to the destination arrives with guaranteed involvement from the ladies, among other things, by acquiring and giving them command over their professions by using his financial assistance, and to sever the same and VI and intimidation were also used, it alleged. The accused made advantage of the comms operations involving certain workers to complete, enable, and conceal himself and commercial personnel, such as personnel for home and security personnel assistants, as well as senior managers, while other close associates served as comms middlemen, and their behavior was made possible and supported by L3aks authority over the comms operations. The federal government further disclosed that they have been monitoring allegedly went crazy celebrations for years, and that several artists have contributed to the bazaar, according to the text. Combs and other participants and the comms associates enterprise fused the energy and renown of L3aks' position at the comms company to frighten and seduce women. Enters Combs' orbit. Often under the false impression of a love partnership, Combs subsequently applied force and forcing someone to participate in prolonged behaves in a way towards male commercial workers that, among other things, Combs mentions bizarre individuals. It kept having freakouts. Happened often. And sometimes lasted many days, and often included many commercial employees. At the time of the Fr3ak0ffs, Combs provided a range of controlled substances to partially maintain the submissive and cooperative, sometimes unaware that he had recorded footage. He videotaped performing acts with commercial employees after freakouts. Combs and the normally administered IV liquids to replenish lost bodily work and use wisely. 50 Cent is now asserting that J.Lo supposedly attended the Fr3ak0ffs, played a proactive role in the not just about partying. But 50 Cent is currently asserting that J.Lo's bizarre partners, if you are aware, weren't always of legal age. What I'm saying, and as per an insider, not only is 50 Cent well aware of this, nonetheless, he offered that knowledge to the police and provided video evidence of J.Lo in the bizarre encounters with young males. You know what's so great about 50? He's always gonna detest Diddy till the last end moment, and this instance is no exception. I missed his call, and being a CIA agent, since he is going above and beyond just making fun of Diddy on social media due to his giving the feds the film, is likely to bring J.Lo and Diddy together. Even more issues, everyone. The documentary of it will be incredible when he eventually publishes it, because this dude is really a large amount of tea that he claims to be not averse to divulging details. As per in 50 Cent, an insider is allegedly providing cables to the pals in Hollywood that the FBI has obtained Jennifer Lopez's recordings having sex with females who are angry, plus the lads at the P-Dog-Off parties, and Jay was found in several inappropriate recordings that the FBI confiscated in the P-Diddy raids on homes are the cause. Lopez and Ben Affleck are starting to divorce, as Affleck was notified by the FBI about the upcoming indictments and videos. That somewhat clarifies the reports of way it was supposedly seen that J.O. and Ben embracing and sharing a kiss, notwithstanding they begin the process of filing for divorce. It seemed as if the split was a front for Ben to stay out of the spotlight individually in this, and you guys recall how the accounts of how informed individuals are flippin' chasing Diddy and attempting to deals quite well. Seems to be J.Lo may be one of those individuals, because it's not about Miss Jenny from the block to descend beside Diddy. Fans, however, have all naturally over it, and they have faith in remarks claiming that J.Lo dated Diddy since she realized Kim Porter remained in as she sold herself in their relationship. Thanking Diddy for her notoriety, and she subsequently performed Diddy's attempt to humiliate J.O. further. Someone added, J.Lo was involved, of course. With Diddy, she pursued her profession. Going, and it was successful. Now, she's conceded she was aware of Diddy's nature. Those who want to be well-known stars would do anything to merge with her. Diddy bought the ticket now. She's paying the cost of battling evil. It doesn't matter, she got what she desired. Notoriety and wealth. But I discovered, what do you genuinely think about this? Believing Jenny from the block J.Lo was not in here, engaging in this terrible behavior with Diddy. Leave a comment with your ideas below and then watch this subsequent video. Music.